welcome to another consignment update here at Gardner Holgate Auction Rooms, showing you some great guitars that will feature in our next auction from the 11th of March 2025. We've been absolutely bombarded. It is deadline week. 31st of January is the consignment deadline, which is the day this video will be going live. So if you are watching this video and you were thinking about putting things in the guitar, it's probably the guitar sale, it's probably now too late. But fear not, we have another auction coming up in June. But for now, we're going to focus on the March sale. We've had over 400 guitars come in this week alone. We've had one deceased estate of 160 guitars. So there is lots to get through. We're not featuring all of those guitars in this video, but we are featuring a good broad section of things that have come in from since the last consignment update. So buckle in, let's get cracking and have a look through. It's a nice vintage piece early on in the video. Been a while since we've had a vintage Casino at least. So this is from 1964, early 64, and this is of course the E230TD Epiphone Casino. There we go. And I think acceptable condition for the age, some wear and tear. It's pretty much, according to the family, they believe it's probably single owner from new. It's come all the way down from Scotland, and it's a great example. The only condition thing really is there's a couple of these saddles that have snapped off, but apart from that, it's fairly up together. Doesn't come with an original case. Got a replace Strat button there by the looks of it, but otherwise a good guitar. Really nice lightweight, nice and resonant. It has had a refret actually, just looking at it there. But there we go, 1964 Epiphone Casino. More on the budget range, we have a Japanese-made Squier, but very good guitars. These, for the money, tend to come in at 150 to 200 pound hammer. But there we go, 90s, early 90s this will be. Fender, or Squier by Fender Stratocaster. Another nice guitar. This is from the same seller or the same estate as the Casino. So this is a 1971 Fender Mustang bass, candy apple red with the competition stripe. I think it's a really cool looking guitar. And it's in decent condition for the age, I think, again. Various dings over the body, some lacquer checking. Again, a non-original case, but a cool looking thing. Love the competition stripe, as I'm sure many of you will agree. It's a really good look.
Makes you play faster.
Of course. So in this 90s Gibson case is a Gibson, but not a 90s one. This is from 1980 exactly. And comment if you disagree, but how cool is that? I love the silver burst guitars. I'm a big fan of Tool. Made famous by Adam Jones. Of course, you can now get the Adam Jones signature silver burst Les Paul Customs. There we go, 1980, as you can see from the serial number, and look at all the genuine wear on that neck. That's showing the silver undercoat showing through, including the buckle rash here. Of course, it's the lacquer that makes it go more of that yellow hue. But I think that's a really, really cool instrument. It's all original as well. Really is a great guitar. It's heavy, as you'd expect from this period, but a fantastic player. I say all original, it has had a refret often. That isn't really a major issue in terms of originality. But there we go, 1980 Les Paul Custom in silver burst. Nice old Martin here, and celebrating a big birthday this year, 100 years old. So this is a 1925 Martin 018. Incredible condition for the age, really. I think you'll agree. A few marks and dings. Only shame about this guitar is it does have a slight bow, and of course there is no truss rod, so it will need straightening. So the action is, as you can see, quite high, so it will need work. It can be done. Heat treatment and things like that can rectify this by a skilled luthier. So it's not it's not easy, but it's I guess for a skilled luthier it should be quite easy to do. But yeah, 1925, 100-year-old 018 Martin, lovely guitar. Apart from the neck issue, which can be resolved. For our regular viewers and bidders, you will have seen in the last auction we had a Yamaha LS56 Custom in the auction. I think it hammered at around £2,500. Lots of interest in it. Well, we do have another one if you missed out on that one. So this one is probably, I would say, is in as good condition. But we've got the Indian rosewood back and sides. We've got the spruce top, which has Yamaha's, I believe it's called ARE. They're treated tops, acoustically treated tops. But very fine quality guitars indeed. I mean, they are incredible quality guitars, hence the hammer price of the last one we sold. But there we go. If you missed out last time, here is another Yamaha LS56 Custom. And we do have a few of these high-end Yamaha acoustics, so if your budget can't quite reach the last one, then this will come at a slightly lower price point. This is the LL56 Custom, but it's a similar idea again. Got the abalone edged spruce top, ebony board with the snowflake and diamond inlays, and then of course again the Indian rosewood back and sides in its original case. And the Yamahas keep on coming. These are all from the same seller. Obviously had a lot of time for these guitars, and I can see why. So this is the LL36, so again slightly lower down than the last one we just saw, and certainly the last two. But again, fine condition. A few very minor surface scratches on this one on the Indian rosewood back and sides. But again, we got the abalone edged spruce top, again with the ARE acoustically treated top. But fantastic instruments, and to be honest with you, I think this is almost just as good as the last two. So another good quality acoustic guitar, again from the same seller. This is the Larrivee OMV-03, I believe. Yes, it is. And this is a anniversary model, so it's slightly higher spec, but there we go. Stunning guitar with the natural wood there, mahogany neck, spruce top again. Got the LR bags, electronics, original case. Really is a fine acoustic guitar. And here's a modern Hagstrom. This is a Hagstrom Viking or a Super Viking, and this is the Taylor York model. Taylor York is the guitarist of Paramore, for those of you who don't know. And yeah, just a good modern take on the original, and fantastic condition with original case. And we've had a collection of very good quality bass guitars in. Deceased estate, unfortunately, but here we have a Thumb Bass by Warwick, made in Germany. There we go. Serial number tells us it's from 2003. So we have, it's a 5-string as well, as you can see. The Babinga body, as a lot of these Warwick basses are. Ebony board with the brass frets, with the through neck design as well. Good solid bass guitar. Can't really go wrong if you're a bassist. And then here we have a Gibson ES-135 from the year 2002 in the natural finish, so the natural maple body, but it's in fine condition. Gibson Memphis, comes with its original case. Just a good solid jazz guitar. So this guitar here from 1990, so now 35 years old, and this is the ES-347 model. You'll have seen in a previous video we do have a 347 in the black finish from the early 80s, and that has the longer stop bar, which is a rarer feature than the fine tuning bridge. But there we go, decent condition, comes with its original pink lined case, and few dings and marks, but generally a good example. A Peerless guitar from the well-regarded Peerless factory, of course, and this is a good guitar, one of their higher-end models being the Martin Taylor Maestro, the Martin Taylor Signature from 2013, natural top, sunburst back and sides. There we go, great guitar, or a lot of guitar for the money at least. And here is a Eastman guitar, of course made in China, these guitars are, but very, very good quality, very well regarded. I think I'm a big fan of Eastman guitars. I think one of the best 59 type Les Pauls that I've played is Eastman's version. But there we go. Really nice example. This is the AR OMV-03 CC obviously stands for Charlie Christian, with the Charlie Christian type pickup there, but fantastic instrument with its original case. So if you cannot stretch your budget to buy a Gibson Lucille, then we do have an Epiphone. So these will come in at mid-hundreds rather than having to spend a couple of grand on a full-on Gibson Lucille. This is from 2021, made in China, but it's pretty much the same concept. The only condition thing I would say about this guitar is it needs some refinishing on the frets. They are sprouting quite a bit. Sprouting just means sharp fret ends, so that does need addressing. But apart from that, it's in fine condition and doesn't look like it's been played much at all. And in here, David Gilmour on a budget. This is a Fender Player Series. This was a special run. It was a Guitar exclusive as a tribute to David Gilmour. There you go. So black Strat 2022, as you can see on the headstock there, special edition. And then there is more information about these, I believe, on Guitar's website. But there we go, comes with a Gear for Music tweed case. And in here we have another Epiphone. Again, if your budget can't quite go to a Gibson Firebird, then you can get the Epiphone instead. And these are great guitars. Again, fairly modern, and the quality of modern Epiphone guitars is just fantastic. This one from 2020 and in fine condition with its original case. For those of you who have been watching the consignment updates for this forthcoming sale, you will of course seen the original vintage 62 Epiphone Crestwood Custom that we have coming up in the sale. Again, if your budget can't stretch to that, then here is a modern Epiphone reissue made in China from 2020. Comes with its original shipping box and packaging. There we go, great condition, still with its protective film on the guard. And here we have a Burns. This is a club series, so fairly modern, but this is a 6/6, so a decent quality, especially for the money. 12-string electric guitar, and again a reissue of the originals from the 60s. When we looked at the Warwick, I said we had a collection of good bass guitars in, and this is one of those. This is from 1999, and I think most of you will already realise now it is, of course, an Alembic. This is the Rogue 5 model, made in USA. Fantastic basses. I think CJ is particularly a fan of these, being that one of his musical heroes, Jason Newsted, of Metallica fame, used a lot of Alembic basses, and I can see why. Amazing quality these are. It's obviously a weighty thing as well, but really good quality, great to play. They sound absolutely huge, and we don't often get them in. In fact, I think this is the first Alembic we've ever had in for auction, so grab the opportunity. Absolute monster. There we go. And this is a Sei bass, which was their English made. Martin at the Bass Gallery involved in the design and build of these bass guitars. And this is the Flamboyant 5 model. Fantastic instrument. Really is incredible. All this burr top and the wenge core in the body as well. Really is a fantastic instrument, but you do need giant long arms to be able to wrangle it, which I don't even think my hands are quite big enough to manage that, but I'm sure there are many bassists out there who could. And from the same collection of the basses, this is a guitar that was made by the previous owner, of course the deceased now, and this is a custom made guitar he made, very much based on a Starcaster. It's got this wenge neck, Goto 510 tuners, very high quality parts these, some creamery wide range pickups. So wide range pickups obviously would have featured in the Fender Starcasters as well. But yeah, good quality custom build guitar, and you could potentially get a lot of money for a lot of guitar for the money.
We do like a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money for the guitar, a lot of guitar for the money. And this will probably come in at low to mid hundreds, amazingly, and the parts alone will probably tot up to that amount. But if you want a Starcaster type guitar, there you go. And here we have a vintage Telecaster. This is from 1977. It's in fairly good original condition, has a replacement switch tip, but in the natural finish. There we go, you can see from the serial number 77 and the pot's date to 77 as well. There we go, 70s Fender Telecaster in natural finish. In here we have a Gibson Custom Shop ES-339, and this is of course the scaled down version of the 335. So
335 Sport.
Exactly. If you can't quite handle a full-size body 335, then this might just be the answer for you. There we go, in great condition from 2009. And in here we have another Fender Special Run, FSR Strat in Fiesta Red, 60s style from 2021. There we go, it's had its backplate removed, but we do have it. And this is actually consigned by a chap who currently plays for the Blue Aeroplanes, Bristol's longest running band is their claim to fame. But there we go. Yes, a mic from the Blue Aeroplanes. That is the guitar that he has used live with the band. And here you can usually tell from the case it's probably going to be a Studio or similar. And of course it is. 1994 Gibson Les Paul Studio in the ebony finish. And 1994 being the centenary year. And they had a bit of a change how they did the serial numbers. They put the first 2 digits for that year, especially 1994. And you'll see from the serial number it's the 175th from that year, I assume. But there we go. Good condition, few dings, but especially considering the age, not bad at all. We can have a look at this Pee-wee. And this is of course the Epiphone Zakk Wylde Les Paul Pee-wee model. Bullseye finish. Great for your kid, or just great for having around the house to have a bit of fun. From 2011, I think it's a really cool little thing. Back to more serious vintage gear. And here we have a 1957 Gibson Les Paul Special in a TV yellow finish. Pretty much all up together, good condition and original, aside from a few minor things. One of which is it has had different tuners on at some point, which you can see under the original tuning strip. So the original tune is reinstated. So there's a bit of wear on the finish there, as you'd expect from a played guitar. And it has at some point had a Bigsby fitted. So you can see the holes that have now been filled in. But otherwise, good guitar, good condition. Comes with a later case. This is sort of more of an 80s case, this one. But there we go. Another fine vintage guitar for the March sale. So I got contacted by a chap called Anthony John Skelton, who is a furniture maker and decided to put his hand at making guitars. Very fine furniture maker, I would say as well. Used to have his furniture sold through a lot of high-end London Mayfair galleries. But he put his hand to making these guitars, and they are quite incredible, really. So we've got, most of his electrics are PRS inspired. So we've got this burr top and the Zebrano back, mahogany necks. We've got bare knuckle pickups installed, Cocobolo fretboards, Goto tuners. So all really good stuff, and they just are a good guitar. So you get a lot of guitar for the money. We're putting these in the auction with an estimate of £500 to £800, which I think is quite a steal, really. You'd probably expect to pay up towards £2,000 for a commissioned electric these days, but obviously an unknown maker. But there we are, fantastic instrument. I'll show you something pretty cool, if it works. There we go. So again, by the same maker. He really did not like screws showing on guitars, so we made these little magnet catch back plates, cavity plates on all of the guitars. So the last one again will features that as well. But this is a Firebird 7 inspired guitar. So we've got this laminated wood body. So really fantastic instrument. Like I said, Firebird 7 inspired, decent hardware as well. And we've got these are Oil City Winterizer pickups, obviously Johnny Winter as being a very famous Firebird player. But how cool is that? Very high-end instrument, again by the same maker. And yeah, £500 to £800 as an estimate. That's a lot of guitar for the money. He also made an acoustic, and this is the first guitar he ever made. And considering it's the first guitar he ever made, well, actually, not considering, because it's just an incredible guitar in its own right. It's a really highly figured maple back and sides, spruce top, got this abalone inlay around here, the herringbone as well. So it really is fine, and you can tell he was a very, very skilled woodworker, or still is. There we go. Comes with a Hiscox case, and again, another great instrument from the maker. And coming in at around 6 kilos is this Shergold Modulator double neck, 612 double neck, and there we go, quite a beast. So it's called the Modulator because it gets fitted with these modules that are removable. You can get all sorts of modules of different effects, sounds. These are 2 kill switches here. They basically kill either side. But yeah, I mean, these modules in their own right, they change hands for a lot of money. We had a sale when we sold some of the modules, and they did phenomenally well. But there we go, a rare, now vintage Shergold Modulator double neck. In here we have a black Strat. There we go, American Standard from 2002. Just generally in fine condition, nothing wrong with that at all. Maple board, this one, and comes with its original case. In here we have quite an interesting guitar, so made in the early 80s by Jack Goulder, who had access to a lot of the original Burns parts. So this is a Burns Marvin, but made by Jack Goulder using original Burns parts. So there we go, in fantastic condition. So we have a baritone guitar here by Auden Guitars, and this is the Edgar model. Indian rows of back and sides, cedar top, mahogany neck, and if you want a baritone acoustic, this is an incredible quality guitar, comes with its original case. Some of you may have come across Leo and Ted's guitars, very much sell boutique English maker instruments, go and check them out. Fantastic instruments, but this is actually a guitar that was designed and made under his own name, actually made by Haynes Guitars. So you've got this relic black finished body, this relic maple neck, all good parts and hardware. There we go, comes in its original case as well. Cool telly type guitar. Very good Reunion Blues gig bag here. If you haven't heard of Reunion Blues bags, check them out because they are fantastic quality and really do protect your instruments. One of my favourite builders, UK builders of guitars, is PJD. Very, very good guitars indeed. Got this shoreline gold type finish, satin finish. There we go, and this is the Woodford Standard model, maple neck, and it all comes with hand wound pickups. Fantastic quality Strat inspired instrument. And in here we do have a Haynes guitar, so the maker that built the Leo and Ted's guitar. So this is the Inflection model. There we go, as it says on the head. We've got this ebony board with the floral abalone inlays, the mahogany neck, and this yellow sparkle body, and you can see all the hardware is badged up, made by the maker, and comes with hand wound pickups as well. HSS Strat, so super Strat type, comes with a gator case, but basically brand new from the maker, as new. There we go. Many of you will be very aware of Mike Smith guitars. He is known for making the Status Quo tribute instruments and has made them for the band. And here is a 50s inspired Strat. It's got quite a chunky neck on this, a big D profile neck. But yeah, good quality boutique Strat type guitar. In here we have a 1995 Rickenbacker 650 Dakota electric guitar. I think it's a really cool looking Rickenbacker. So it's something a bit different, isn't it? And it's got replacement pickups, but we do have the originals which do need rewinding. But there's the box with the pickups in, Gemini pickups, there we go. So a decent set of pickups anyway, but comes with its original case. This is a interesting guitar from 1982. This is a very early, or certainly one of the first 59 type reissue instruments, the burst reissues. So in the early 80s, Gibson made by request. There was sort of a demand for these early instruments, and for Gibson's top US dealers, they made runs of reissue guitars for them. So this one was made for Leo's Music. There's actually a little advertisement for them. No longer around, but based in Oakland, California, in the US. And the Gibson made approximately 800 for Leo's Music, and this is one of them in fine condition as well. So there you go. You can see the serial number, especially for them, and yeah, decent quality guitar. Essentially a very early reissue. Tim Shaw humbucker pickups, so fantastic pickups in there. It's got this really nice maple top that kind of it figures both ways, which is sort of more unusual to see. So we've got the wavy grain down this way, as long as the straight grain this way, depending on how you hold it in the light. But a fantastic Les Paul, and they are becoming quite collectible now. We've had a run of James Burton Telecasters recently, but the last two we've had have been the gold Paisley. This is the red Paisley version from 1993. Some interesting stringing up there. Was that you?
No, not in a million years.
1993 James Burton signature Telecaster. Bit of tarnishing on the hardware, but it comes with its original case. But generally it's in good condition considering the age. So we've now moved rooms. We're in our overflow room now. It has got very busy, being inundated with stock. And here we have an Ibanez Musician MC924, and this one's from 1981. It was, according to the vendor, in very good condition until he lent it to his son, and then it came back with dings and marks all over. Sounds familiar, but there we go. 1981 Ibanez Musician bass. A couple more guitars from Anthony John Skelton. This one features a rosewood top and a Zebrano back, but again very PRS inspired. Again got the magnet catch back, decent quality hardware, bare knuckle pickups again, but fantastic instruments. Like I said, estimates are going to be £500 to £800, so you could get a lot of guitar once again for the money. So this is a really cool guitar, especially if you like your Les Paul Junior types, and also if you like your metal guitars. Very James Trussart, but this is Loic Le Pape. Loic Le Pape, should I say, and this is a Les Paul Junior inspired guitar by the maker, but it comes with a mahogany neck, but it has this aluminium body with this relict cherry finish. Really cool guitar. Another very nice but very player's grade vintage piece. Here we have a 1967 Gibson ES-335, and there's one thing you will spot straight away, or the vintage aficionados will probably spot straight away, is the inlays. So you will notice we've got dot inlays there, which of course is not correct for this model, and that's because the fretboard has been replaced. But like I said, very player's grade. It's had a Bigsby at some point. It's now got the stop bar on there, but original electronics, repaired pick guard, but it's got no brakes, but it does have lots of lacquer checking. The tuners on there are replacements, but we do have the originals, but heavily checked guitar. So it's obviously been used extensively throughout the years. And yeah, there we go. Comes with a non-original case, but from 1967, an ES-335. An unusual case this, a BB King case, but it's not a BB King guitar. Similar though, being a 345. Of course, as Lucille was based on the 345 switching. But this is a 2002, so from a good period, Gibson Memphis ES-345 stereo with the sunburst finish, and it's in great condition. Why it's in that case, I do not know. But there we go, fantastic condition. Great guitar. Gibson Acoustic here. This is the J15, has onboard electrics, walnut back and side, spruce top, maple neck. But another good quality Gibson guitar in decent condition. And probably one of the most popular ever signature models, certainly for Martin guitars. This is the Eric Clapton signature 00028 EC, and this is in fine condition again. We actually sold this very guitar many years ago. The buyer is now selling it back through us. Indian rosewood back and side, spruce top, the V profile mahogany neck. So very much spec'd by Eric Clapton with his little inlaid signature on the fingerboard. And we saw the 1967 ES-335. We have a 1967 Gibson SG Special. Again, this is player's grade condition. The finish has been stripped. It's been a stop bar conversion, so it would have originally had a vibrato. But the finish, yes, stripped right back. The serial number has been, it's not a Gibson serial number, but the original serial number got lost, and maybe that's the serial number just been restamped. But 1967 pots is how we've dated it. It's got the original pickups. It's got a replacement bridge. We do have the original. The knobs are replaced, so they are later knobs. And then this pickguard has been adapted slightly because of the vibrato that has been removed. But really, really nice weight example. I love P90 loaded SGs, whether it's a junior or a special. And I think, you know, now the finish has been stripped back and it has more this satin natural feel. It does feel really nice in the hand. Some people won't get on with the skinnier nut from the later 60s models. But there we go. If you want a nice Gibson player's grade SG Special, there's a good opportunity. Here we have a guitar that screams the 1980s. This is an original 80s Steinberger. I'm pretty sure this is the GM1 model. Correct me if I am wrong. But there we go. Headless guitar, red finish with the headless neck. Comes with its original gig bag. We had some PRS style guitars, so I thought I'd better show you a real PRS. This is from 2016. This is the S2 model, so it's more of a budget model from the US factory. There we go. In this metallic finish, and generally in good condition with its original gig bag. So we have an interesting guitar here, which we are still working on the provenance. But we have a Yamaha MSG guitar. Now, according to the vendor, this guitar was previously owned by Scott Gorham of Thin Lizzy fame. There we go. Now, the vendor contacted Martin Booth, who was the designer of the Yamaha MSG guitars, and asked for confirmation of this. And Martin did confirm with him. Unfortunately, he lost the email, but I do have a contact at Martin Booth Guitars, so we have been doing some research. And according to Martin's records, he did indeed customize this guitar with these EMG pickups, and he thinks it was for Scott Gorham. So we're still checking some records, but we're pretty sure this guitar was customized for him. So the story does, in fact, check out against the serial number records. But interesting guitar, Yamaha MSG. That was once owned by Scott Gorham. So there we go, ladies and gents. Thanks for joining us again this week. Lots more lovely guitars, as I'm sure you'll all agree. As always, comment and tell us what you like. Comment with any corrections you may have. But yeah, next sale's coming up on the 11th of March 2025. It's going to be a 4-day sale. The 11th of March is a Tuesday, of course. And as always, please remember to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to be notified of future video uploads. We will have some guitar demos coming very soon. Keep an eye on the website with the previews that are going up. That's guitarauctions.com. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and you will join us again next week for another consignment update. See you next time.